People are strange. Something strange.
Is that strange?
That is strange.
Strange.
That is strange.
Wow, that is strange. This is strange.
And welcome back to another episode of Strange Sauna Flex. Today, the P. Diddy realm. This thing is just a never-ending spider web. There's so much to talk about. What do you think about it, man?
Well, that is why my bullshit glasses are on immediately, because a lot of this doesn't add up, which we'll talk about. But yeah, we're going to have to do multiple parts on this. So today, part one, we're going to talk about a little bit of his background as a kid, his connections, a little bit of the arrest, and then a few videos of other celebrities talking about him, and a few videos of him basically incriminating himself, which now when you look back on it, you go, oh, he was kind of telling us back then, you know, on all these talk shows and stuff like that. You know, a couple people that are running for office right now that called him good friends. I'm good friends with P. Diddy.
Trump?
I can't do the Trump, but
he's so
that was
good.
my
He's
version
just
of the
so
Trump.
perfect. But so, like, I know we have like a ton of videos we're going to get into and like a lot of information. Before we do that, what was your first instinct on this information coming out in election season, right after the whole Trump second assassination? Do you think this was like a play to kind of distract people away from Trump?
Yeah, first thing I thought was, A, it's a distraction, and B, he's being sacrificed as a pawn.
Yeah.
Because if they get rid of him, and I actually thought the first time the FBI raided his place, it was to get stuff and destroy evidence. And that was months ago. So we heard about this all going down a few months ago, and we were all chatting about it as in our multiple podcasts that we're on and everything like that, and amongst our friends. And I honestly back then, Greg, was thinking, oh, I've seen this before with the Epstein stuff, where you're going to, now this has gone a lot far left and a lot deeper than Epstein. So when they say the first arrest will shock the world, maybe this is what they meant, you know, because there are a lot of CEOs stepping down. Stars are wiping out their tweets and posts.
The entire board of 23andMe, is this connected? What's going on here, right?
Yes.
Everybody's asking.
There is so much shit here that I was like, okay, let's just break it down. Let's do part one, get everyone up to speed. His ties with obviously Usher and Justin we'll talk about. I have my take on that too, which might anger a lot of people, but I don't care because I don't. That's why I got the glasses on. I don't care. Because election time, the biggest election, this is the biggest election of your lifetime and our lifetime.
Yeah.
Not that we're in different lifetimes. I mean, in our lifetime, but previous and moving forward. So I'm sitting there going like, I think this is just a distraction.
Right.
But a lot is coming out and there's dominoes are falling.
Well, and to your point, like just because it is a distraction does not mean that it's not real. And it doesn't mean that we should not pay attention to it. You know, it's just like there's so much information that they will throw information bombs to make you look like the frickin' dog in Up or like a squirrel, you know, like they know that the media can point the finger in any direction and people will look. And so they're good at doing that.
And they have been doing that very, very well since 2020. You know, if we were to go back and write a list of stuff that's happened between now and 2020, there's things we've forgotten about, like the Wayfair scandal, the balloons, I mean, Jesus, there's just so much. There's absolutely so much. And I think that's part of it, to their karmic retribution, maybe to get it out ahead of time. But I think this is a little bit more. And I think this would wake up people more than the Epstein stuff. So that if the Epstein stuff does come out, and Trump did say, I don't have a problem releasing that list, I feel this might be what wakes people up. Because we're hearing about younger stars, Usher, Bieber, Will Smith's younger son as well, that apparently his mom. And you're going to see videos where they say Bieber came out and said this. He hasn't said anything. Usher hasn't said anything. Bieber has not come out and said, "This is what he's done to me." And so
Right.
you'll see videos that catch people's attention. You'll see enough here today, folks, on part 1 where you can decipher, use discernment. I think that's my T-shirt. I'm going to just use discernment on
Let's
there.
do it. Yeah, let's do it.
And really just look at it like it's not going down the rabbit hole. P Diddy, Puff Daddy, Hoofy, whatever his name is.
Big Love.
Big Love.
I've heard that thrown out.
He has said it on many, many occasions. And when you look back on it now, we'll look at it and go, oh, he was pretty well telling us. Like, he's any talk show he's on, he's been, bragging about his parties.
Exactly, dude. So, okay, well, yeah, let's dive right into these videos, man. We got, more than 10 videos to watch here, but
there's a lot of stuff. And the very first one is just a quick little video on his childhood. And again, being brought up in a low income poverty family. His dad was involved with stuff. It doesn't go into how he got into the music business. I was trying to find a video on that, but I do know some information so we can talk about it. Okay. But it's just, he came from not very good beginnings, and yeah. Okay. His dad wasn't really a good dude either.
Let me cue this up.
See, Sean's problems started early on. His dad was an associate for Frank Lucas. The film American Gangster with Denzel Washington is about him. Sean's dad gets caught up in a deal that went wrong, so Sean was only 2. Sean's mum and grandma raised him, but this is where it gets interesting. Sean went to Catholic Mount St. Michael Academy in the Bronx. Sean was also an altar boy, so he'd help out in the ceremony, whatever was needed. But in the 80s, there was unspeakable things going on at Mount St. Academy. The FBI were even watching the school, mainly watching the principal, who was called Brother Brady, and the chaplain, named Reverend Lynch, who was there for 12 years, so the whole time Sean was there. Sean left in 1987, but both of them were charged in 1988. Principal was sentenced, but the Reverend, who was the chaplain, wasn't sentenced. Only one person came forward, and his name was John Schofer. He's in the film Garfield. He couldn't handle the court trial, so he left, and there was no further evidence about the Reverend. In the 90s, the principal got a similar job in Chicago, and the Reverend wrote a book and became the first Catholic priest to have a civil partnership, marrying in 1998 and legally marrying in 2017.
To break it down, because there's 2 parts to that. The first part, they're just talking about his dad's history as a drug dealer, being with the mob, that the actual movie American Gangster was sort of written
right. Yeah,
about him.
I heard his dad died when Puff was, or when Diddy was 3 or something.
Yeah, at a very young age. And there's also rumors that he was an FBI informant, which they're saying Puff could be one as well.
Yes.
But you can sort of see the history of what happened with his dad. And when he went to the school, and the school had massive amount of sexual allegations going on. And again, we always try to tie it to, was he abused when he was a kid? So basically, he left in 87. These abuse allegations were rampant until 1988. And just like, and I'm Catholic, but I believe in God, but I don't believe in the system because of what the priests did. And they didn't ever send anyone to jail. They just moved them around and covered it up. And this is what's happened during the time with Puff Daddy. So when you look at the 2 between his dad upbringing and also the fact that he went to the school where there's a lot of stuff going on, and then you go to see down the road, he's in the same predicament. He's in the same predicament. There's all these allegations against him, weapons and trafficking and, and we'll talk about it, like offing people,
Exactly. Well, I heard that growing up, he said that he was going to do what his dad did, but 10 times better or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, he did say something like that. And then if you really think about it, folks, by the age of 21 or 22, he became the CEO of a record company that he was working for before he moved and started his own company. And I used to think before I was awake, like, wow, like this is the American dream. Like how can this be? I don't believe in the American dream or Canadian dream anymore, the world dream. I don't.
It's all selected, not elected, right?
That's it. That's why these glasses are on. It's BS. I mean, not to say that it hasn't happened.
But dude, that happened right after Biggie was killed too, right? Yes. So like all of a sudden Biggie gets shot and killed. Tupac's dead, earlier before Biggie, right?
Yeah.
And then you have all of a sudden, Sean Puff Daddy Combs come out of nowhere with this big hit, I'll Be Missing You. It goes to the number one on the billboards. I think like it's the first rap song ever to go to number one. And then he's just like getting this, he's into the world, like Guinness World Book of Records.
Yep.
For being like the top producer in rap. So it's like he surpassed Dr. Dre. How does this happen?
And it happened very quickly at a very young age, but there's also connections with other Quincy Jones, Clive Davis, which we'll talk about a little bit later, who are the top guys. So if you think Diddy is the top guy, after today's show, you're going to realize he's not. There are people above him who may be just sacrificing out to.
I believe it.
I still don't know the reason why. So the fact of the matter is there's a history of him. He's like the Clintons of the music industry. People have disappeared and gone away. And, Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy and start his own, same with Tupac. Tupac did a whole song saying, I think you try to shoot me, song that he did. I know who shot you, kind of stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So anytime if you're leaving Diddy, you're done. Diddy do Duddy done. You're done.
Well,
That's
just
it.
like with his the lawsuit with what's her name, Cassie Ventura. That's what she was trying to do. Leave him. She'd get her face kicked in. I mean, trigger warning here, people. But like, there's a lot of sexual abuse, just physical abuse, and not that sexual abuse isn't physical abuse, but I'm just saying like this guy was a monster.
Yeah.
Seemingly so and it's being backed up by multiple people. It's not just, because when this first case came out, like in November, this is like when November 2023, this is when everybody was kind of like hearing about P. Diddy.
Like almost a year ago.
Right. And like, I was thinking, here comes another woman trying to like get his money, it's like, but no, dude, this is like, this has some teeth in it.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing sometimes, being like they just want to air some dirty laundry. But I've also never really trusted the dude from the very beginning. And a few people have said that in some videos some celebrities that I've seen. Now, I don't care what a celebrity says. If a celebrity says I don't trust him, I'm like, because you probably went to one of his parties.
Yeah.
Now, going to one of his parties doesn't mean you actually did anything, because
Correct.
Apparently after midnight, same with the Epstein stuff. But I think this is a gateway to the Epstein stuff.
Absolutely.
If the Epstein stuff ever does come out.
Or it could be its own separate genre. So like you have your Hollywood entertainment, P. Diddy Epstein, and then you have your politicians, figures around the world, Epstein. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like you've had quite a few CEOs and music executives step down in the last 10 days, 15 days. Stars are erasing their tweets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's almost feeling like when the Epstein stuff first came out, where everyone's trying to clean themselves up. But I think the best thing to do now is go in the next video, Greg.
Yeah.
It's about 3, 4, 5 minutes long. It's a bit of a skit with the guy, doing some comedy, but the guy up top with the whiteboard, he really just connects the dots on the connections that Diddy has to what's going on, because that's where my hair was falling out. I was trying to figure out all this, and I saw this video last week, and I said, if we do an episode, this was before you messaged me and said, hey, you want to do some Diddy? I said, I want to do some Diddy, but I don't want to do Diddy. I don't want to do Diddy. I want to do some Diddy.
Keep the baby oil in the shelf. Okay, let's
And I'd saved that video a couple days before, and I said, okay, this will help just everybody to understand the connections.
Perfect. Okay, well, I'm going to start it, so let me know if you want me to pause it at any time, okay?
Did you hear Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-wife, had her memoir released?
I heard it's a real page turner.
No one knows if she actually wrote this book or not. So everything you're about to hear, it could be true, it might not be true. So Kim Porter first met the diabolical brother Diddy while working at Uptown Records.
The diddler.
They're together for a year and a half when Diddy insists that he wants Kim to peg him.
What?
Kim replies, isn't that you and Clive Davis's thing? Clive Davis is the man that put him in charge.
Oh, shit.
Diddy got his job with no songwriting abilities, can't play an instrument, barely can rap. So how did he get his job?
Because he could throw that ass. Diddy already had a boy toy that he was doing that for him. She didn't want to have to do it too. I respect that, Kim.
And shout out to the good sister Amanda Rollins. I'm recapping her recap.
Thank you, Mandy.
Mary J. Blige comes into the picture.
Oh, no.
Diddy admits that he hooked up with Mary J. Blige. All three of them eventually entangle as well.
Oh, Diddy had a threesome with Mary J. and Kim Porter.
For this, she was married to a big shot, Al Shore.
I'll be sure.
One day, Kim Porter came home. Diddy is at the table with Al B. Shore. Al suggests that they all have a threesome. That goes down, but eventually the threesome dwindles down to just a twosome between the fellas.
Kim Porter fell off the bed and Diddy and Al just kept going. King freak off, man.
So shortly after that, Kim is perusing around the house. She finds a secret vault with all the tapes of the alleged freak-offs.
Oh, so she found the mother load.
Kim was with Diddy, but they were more or less...
Okay.
Yeah, so just to recap, folks, because he skips over it, but I want you to realize how he said this guy had no skills. He had no skills. And Clive Davis, who we'll talk about a little bit later, because I think Jaguar Wright says the most evil person in the world or in the industry, she actually says in the world, I believe, is Clive Davis. So it kind of skips over very quickly because the guy, it is a bit of a skit, but that's how he got his executive role at Uptown Records. And then where we're at now is this videotape that she found and basically was trying to blackmail Diddy for about $30 million. And that's how this all started, is this tape. One tape or a few tapes. It might have been just one tape where she's like, this is what you're doing. So just to let you know where we're at, because he moves pretty fast through this.
And but this tape has homosexual intercourse on it with Diddy being paid. Yeah. Right. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So continuing on.
In an open relationship, since he likes to fuck dudes, she started seeing Tupac.
That's a nice poll. Thank you, Kim.
They're all together, and Diddy asked Tupac, who do you think can slang it better?
Between them two? Gotta be like, yo, my dick game's better, yo. You gotta prove it to me if you think yours is better.
And then one day, Kim Porter walks into the studio and alleges that she hears Diddy arranging the hit on Tupac. He said, no one's leaving that studio alive.
Oh, shit. This is fucking sad. This is like out of a movie.
She reveals the previous time Diddy had put hands on her was when she had a little too much fun with Jamie Foxx.
Oh.
Why is that an issue? You also had your fun with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, shit. Diddy got a little envious. Little Anita. Some Luther Vandross.
There is the rumor that Jamie Foxx hosts nude basketball games at his house.
Oh, did you see the fucking footage of the basketball court at Diddy's crib with the beds on the court?
Beds.
What the fuck could that be for?
So this book was allegedly released by one of her close friends. She was afraid of releasing it before he was put away.
I mean, you only write shit down because you want people to know about it, right?
She alleged that the Seans, Sean Carter, Sean Combs, Jay-Z, they would be in bed together from time to time.
Now they're throwing Jay-Z into this? I might have to draw the line there.
She overheard Jay-Z saying he was tired of being second fiddle to Biggie and more or less gave Diddy the go-ahead to go through with the execution.
I don't want to believe that, but God damn it. Hollywood's gonna blow up when this shit all comes to light. Every single celebrity we know is either gonna be in jail or their reputation completely ruined.
So Quincy Jones' daughter confronts Diddy at an award show about his potential hit on Tupac. She gets up, goes to the bathroom, and Diddy allegedly pees in her ginger ale.
Why the hell would he pee in her ginger ale? Some freak shit. Him and R. Kelly deserve each other.
He was fucking Jada, looked into the other one that Diddy was in, and saw Diddy and the power of will.
Now Will Smith is in it too? Shocks me a little bit.
Scientologist.
I didn't know he was a Scientologist.
She overheard Diddy saying that this beef is very lucrative.
East Coast, West Coast.
But it's getting out of hand.
Very important. Two bodies.
But if people aren't loyal to him, he can't offer them protection anymore.
Oh, and Biggie was leaving Bad Boy.
She said that Biggie and Tupac were leaving their individual labels and forming one together.
Oh, shit.
Which would give credence to the fact that maybe Diddy and Suge Knight worked together to kill both of them off. Kim Porter said she overheard Diddy saying Biggie's worth more to me dead than alive.
Now the math is mathing a little too much.
Diddy called Kim Porter, said, you're going to see me start dating a video girl, a video vixen, don't worry. It's just a cover up for my sexuality.
J-Lo. Jennifer from the block.
Diddy's the only one that never loved J-Lo.
Oh, you just dropped a fucking bar there. That makes so much sense. This is probably the madame of the fucking freak off.
He would come to Kim Porter's house. She was afraid he would kill her. He said, don't worry. If I were to kill you, no one would know.
Spoken like a man who's done it before.
She died in her mid-40s of pneumonia.
Doesn't happen often. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's a little fishy considering everything else going around in this criminal fucking mastermind Diddy.
Kim Porter alleges that Diddy used Faith Evans simply as a pawn to spy on Biggie and have control over him.
So Diddy put Faith Evans in Biggie's life as a plant, as an undercover. This is some dark shit, bro.
Now it really gets disgusting.
Oh, no.
Kim Porter became pregnant with Diddy's baby, and Diddy goes, perfect. Everyone's gonna wanna have sex with you with the freak-offs now. He would set her up to have sex sex while pregnant with this cohort of celebrities because it was an energy transfer. They would get the energy from the new baby.
This has gotten to a place where I don't even feel comfortable joking about it. Really nasty. Diddy's crib is like the fucking Red Keep.
Kim Porter took a meeting with a Hollywood producer. Diddy did not like that. A few months later, Hollywood producer dead of pneumonia.
The Hollywood producer died of pneumonia too? What the fuck?
In fact, Kim Porter said whenever she dated anyone else, suspicious pneumonia diagnosis.
By death?
So she starts sleeping with Diddy again because she knows where the tapes are, and she slowly makes it a mission, sleep with him, go to the vault, copy the tapes, put them up on a cloud. And then she says that she found tapes of Bieber, Bow Wow, and Usher.
Oh my God, so he was going for the young superstars when they were young.
Later on, her home was raided for the tapes, but they were in the cloud, stupid.
Thought ahead.
The ending of the book, she's writing that I'm not feeling well. I'm about to go to the hospital. I needed to write this down just in case anything happens to me. If anything did happen to me, you know who caused it.
Oh my God. This is a smoking gun.
Now, people are also recirculating the fact that Diddy and Jamie Foxx got into some sort of scuffle. Jamie Foxx, mysterious coma for months. No one knows what happened.
Holy shit, that did happen to Jamie. We was wondering what happened to him. So we almost lost Jamie because of Diddy?
It's unclear if she wrote this book, if even 5% of this information is correct. Holy shit.
At least half of that shit is true. What a sick fuck. This shit is not even funny anymore.
You will never see the light of day again.
Yeah, man, this fucking sick. Cat Williams was right all along. Fucking psycho-ass Diddy, man. I'll see you on Cell Block Freak.
No Rico, Deuce. This the Freako.
There's a lot going on there.
Dude, I gotta say though, like the pneumonia deaths.
Yes.
I've heard that that is why P. Diddy is not eating his food in jail.
Yes, he's worried because there's a drug that they can put in and poison you to give you the symptoms of pneumonia.
Correct.
And again, it's almost like it's like the Clintons. How many people are going to end up dead with a shotgun from suicide with a shotgun blast to the back of their head? You're like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you know?
or like hung up on a tree with like a freaking that a cord and then a shotgun
exactly.
blast.
Or you're hanging from a red tie doorknob, and you're like your butt's still on the floor. Like, how did this happen? So what I liked about that video was just how his relationships with everybody, whether nefarious stuff happened, it was more about the relationships that he's had with many people.
So now, just to be clear, was all that information from Kim Porter's book?
I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure. It seemed like that because at the very beginning he says she's writing a book, and this book sort of entails, if 15 or 10% of that is
But Kim
true,
Porter is dead? She's the one who died from pneumonia in her mid-40s, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of like she kind of rated the videos from what we see. And that's why when I thought that when the FBI went in, they were going to take it and destroy and lose everything. That's why I'm kind of like, I am surprised it's gotten to where it is now. I really am. Because a year ago, they started talking about it. And then in the beginning of the new year, Diddy was in the news. And we're like, oh, here we go. This is just to distract them from giving more money to Ukraine or something and stuff like that. It's complete distraction. But yeah, if we go to the next video, now we're getting into the nitty gritty. So this is a press conference of the arrest. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but if you watch a good part of the beginning, talks about the guns and some trafficking that's gone on. And yeah, this is where I think shit hit the fan. And this was a month ago, maybe.
Here we go.
Hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether. Here are some of the...
So that was 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
Yes. Sorry,
items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4HSI-TIP.
So I got to say something about this baby oil. Did you see this clip going around, this viral video about how the baby oil could be GHB? Because in part of the court filing, they're saying that that's what he was selling. Is he was selling acid?
That would make sense. Why he would have so much of it? Wow.
It's not baby oil. It's GHB. Who has 1,000 bottles of baby oil? If baby oil was such a big part of all these parties and all the things that Diddy did to his victims, some celebrities would have made a joke about it here and there. We would have heard about it. Especially Chrissy Teigen couldn't be paid to shut her mouth. That bitch would have cracked a joke about it, for sure. I just watched this man's TikTok about how it's not a baby oil. It has to be laced with drugs. So as I'm reading the comments, someone said that's why Jaguar Wright said in one of her interviews at the end, she said blink twice. Blink Twice was a movie with Channing Tatum. He would spray perfume onto women who would make them forget everything. So then somebody else in the comments said, yeah, and GHB is slippery. So I look up, what is it called on the street? Look at the last one, liquid ecstasy. Side effects that include seizures and comas. It was taken off the shelves or something in like the 60s. What is GHB used for in bodybuilding? Performance enhancement additive. What are the positive side effects of GHB? Feelings of euphoria. What is GHB for parents? Usually available as a clear liquid. It's not baby oil. It just makes sense because why would the feds confiscate fucking baby oil?
I thought about
that. And how do you get so many people to comply besides money? You drug them.
You drug them, right?
Wow, I did not. Yeah, no, great video. I did not even think about that, and that would explain why he has so much of it. And you know, there's so many memes with the baby oil, but really, it's the drugs. It's
well, and yeah, sorry about that. I was getting this other video. So like they're in 2018, this man named Jonathan Oddi, he shot up Trump's hotel in attempts to he put an American flag out and then shot at the cops, got arrested, and during his interrogation, the whole clip is insane. It's 35-minute long. I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, I watched it. I was just like, what?
Well, during that, I want to play this clip because he talks about Sean Combs. This is out of nowhere. This is in 2018, before any of these allegations came out, right? He said that he was a sex slave and he was forced to have sex with Cassie and Sean, right? So that's what Cassie was saying in her indictment, is that, or in her lawsuit, I guess, is that she would be a sex slave. She would be forced to have sex with just random guys, porn stars. This guy was a porn star, this Jonathan Oddi.
Yeah.
So listen to what because he's going to talk about liquid cocaine. And, in the baby oil, it could be either GHB or cocaine. I don't know, but
or both,
right?
Easily.
So check this little clip out here.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call yourself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay. Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
I seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself.
See?
Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay? It's not good. He drinks it all the time. All right? He calls it G-Jit, but it's liquid cocaine.
All right.
I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy.
So right here, he's saying that he got 5 point something million with Diddy to like keep quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Miami, whatever NBC6 news article saying that he went from dead broke. This Jonathan Oddi went from dead broke to property buying spree in 1 month.
Wow.
So he was buying like numerous properties. Like what?
And what's the date there? It says May 18th, 2018.
Yep, in 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like he was paid by Diddy to keep quiet. And then all of a sudden he, you have this, article coming out. Who knows if this article is like legit or whatnot, but saying like, yeah, he was buying all these properties up. So it's like, yeah, he went from dead broke to buying a shitload of properties in Southern Florida. I mean, you're looking at like what, $500,000, $600,000 for a house down there in 2018.
Easily. And what I find interesting is that he's been arrested for this terrorist attack at Trump's place, but just nonchalant just talks about Diddy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, so you're his sex slave. And I was just like, Diddy likes those thick, chubby guys. I'm noticing that.
I guess, yeah.
And young boys as well, unfortunately.
Well, and that's the thing is, so I listened to a whole podcast about the first case with Cassie Ventura and the things that Puff made her do. It's just like, ugh, gross, dude. Like he made her find guys on like Craigslist or something for sex. Mm-hmm. And he wanted like, the big D. He did. Sean Combs. He wanted the big D. So he would like look for these people. And like this guy used to be a porn star in South Africa or something. Yeah. And so, I mean, they likely found this guy on Craigslist. It's probably dead broke saying, hey, come party with me and my girl. And, they would make videos and all this stuff.
I'm hearing all about Diddy assaulting people. Did anybody assault him? Basically, I'm hearing like he's the one performing sex on the guys. I'm not hearing much about the guys doing it to Diddy. So I don't know. Right. I haven't heard much about that. I just hear about, oh, you want something? Then Diddy's going to do his doing and do it in your Diddy doing. Yes.
Well, and that's what I forget who it was, but they were like, yeah, I went to never bring your girl to a Diddy party. Because it's like, he'll leave the girl alone. He just wants you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I guess he's really, really gay. So I don't know.
Yeah. But gay in the sense where I feel like he's not the one that ever takes it. He just gives it. I'm not hearing anybody saying,
that's true.
Oh, I screwed Diddy. It's Diddy screwing Meek Mills. It's Diddy screwing Will Smith, Justin Bieber. Like, it's just like.
Well, because I think it's like an intelligence thing, dude. I think he's blackmailing them and he's recording them.
Yes.
And he's setting them up saying like, look, I own you. Like I did this to you. So now you're going to have to do what I say.
Yeah. Yeah. I really feel if people can understand how Hollywood, how any of those people, Hollywood, politics, CEOs, how you get them to do things when we look at it and go, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? That's not safe. That's embezzlement. That's corrupt. It's because they're forced to, because they have something on them. It's no different when I'm an only child, right? But I had friends that had siblings, and if one sibling got a D or an F in school, the other sibling would be like, well, you're making my bed for the next week. You're doing the dishes you're doing my chores because I'm going to tell mom and dad that you got suspended or you got caught smoking. This is no different, folks. It's just at a way higher level that we can't. I can comprehend it now because I've had 4.5 friggin' years to take it all in. Mm-hmm. But when I woke up in 2012, I wish. When I woke up in 2020, just a few weeks after all this pandemic stuff happened, and I was like, oh man, Hollywood has always been a little weird, but I didn't realize how quickly I was like, wow, this is just all tying it up. And again, there's going to be people that just put these celebrities and politicians on a pedestal. Stop friggin' doing that. So if you go to the next video though, Greg, it says he didn't do it alone. So I like this little video where this guy is just talking about he's making the assumption, which I think we all can, that Diddy is probably not the top of this this pyramid, unfortunately.
I absolutely think that.
Yeah.
All right, here we
easily.
go.
Diddy didn't do it alone. Where are all the celebrities and friends that hung around Diddy? Did they really not know all of this information about this gentleman? Diddy didn't do it alone. Cosby didn't do it alone. R. Kelly didn't do it alone. The list goes on and on. But can you handle if the celebrity that you've been loving for a really long time is a part of all of this chaos? Of course, this information is going to come out during a full eclipse, a Virgo Pisces moon. Of course, this information is going to come out with all of the spiritual stuff going on. Of course, this information is going to come out during a political election. I ain't surprised by nothing anymore. I haven't been surprised since 2020, and everything in the dark will make its way to the light. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy didn't do it alone. What are your thoughts? Diddy?
What is this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot he did that at the end. I think Jay-Z is the top above him. I think Clive Owens and Quincy Jones is above him, and then probably people we've never even heard about. But you got like the mayor of New York, who gave him the key of the city, is now being charged with some indictments, and the apple doesn't fall from the tree.
What's interesting about Mayor Adams is this indictment for him came 1 year after he became a Grand Mason.
That's right.
I think it was like to the day.
Yeah, I heard, after he became. That is right. That is right.
And so it's like, is this a humiliation ritual for Mayor Adams? Is he kind of going through this? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about either this is something tied with Diddy, and again, this could be all of these things that I'm talking about here, folks. Tied to Diddy, humiliation ritual, or he started saying things not in Kamala's favor with the migrants and immigrants, and maybe this was their way of shutting him up because, but it could be all three.
It could
easily be all three. We're going to say right now it's all three. Prove me wrong.
Well, and then going back to that Jonathan Oddi guy, the South African porn star who was talking about all this stuff, he was saying that Diddy was in the Boule, kind of like the black Illuminati.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people.
Where even you had, there was somebody in the celebrity sacrifice episode that I did a while ago, where you had somebody talking about Bill Cosby sacrificing his son.
Yep.
Because Cosby was in the Boule as well.
Yeah.
You look at LeBron James' tattoo on his chest, it looks exactly like the Boule symbol, so it's like, don't know. I wonder if there's going to be a sports Epstein or a sports Diddy, or if Diddy just was sports and Hollywood altogether. I don't know.
I can't see why not. Honestly, at this point, Greg, I can't see why not. I think Epstein was sort of like enough to get people like us awake to it, but because it took forever to come out, if it ever does come out, I kind of gave up on it. So when I'm seeing this and I'm seeing how people are squirming a little bit and they're keeping quiet, and I really think this is what will unite people when you start realizing what they've done to kids.
Yeah, it will.
An adult is an adult, and if you're like, Clive Davis raped and sexually assaulted Will Smith for sure. That's Will. That was part of Will Smith's getting Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he was never the same. And his first moving role after Fresh Prince was a movie where he's making love to a man. He has a gay love interest in it. You always Brokeback Mountain. Like, I know we think this is entertainment, but this is them telling us this is their humiliation ritual. So I think it's all three.
There was someone actually last year who was talking about, just in an interview, talking about Will Smith he walked into a room and Will Smith was bent over a couch getting railed by some dude.
So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. There was murder in there.
Right?
Yeah. You know, Quincy Jones did the same thing to Michael. Apparently, you know, yeah. Now, if we move to the next one, Candace Owens, who I think she's a
psyop.
What do you call it? Yeah, but you know, she does talk about something very interesting here about some young stars that Diddy diddled when they were little.
Alrighty, let's check it out.
In the book, Porter allegedly recounts discovering and making copies of the sex tapes that Diddy made of himself having sex with young boys that he was managing, including an alleged tape involving an 18-year-old pop star who went on to become a household name. Porter alleges that when she discovered those videotapes of Sean and his sexual encounters in the bedroom in this vault, she made copies of them as protection for herself. Realized that this is a very dangerous situation. I'm going to make copies for protection for myself, and included it as a part of her plan to leave him. But the memoir says that when she watched back the tapes, she was so shocked because there were things, quote, some of the tapes had things I would have never expected. The gay parties are one thing, but the young boys, like the two hip hop stars formerly managed by Diddy and the then 18-year-old pop star, I would have never known.
Yeah, so I think what would happen in that video, the second video we watched where the guy was tying everything together.
Yeah, Kim Porter.
He did say very quickly about Kim finding videos and trying to get it copied or sent to the cloud.
Yeah, so she did write a book, it sounds like.
She did write a book. And I think, you know, everyone's got their kinkiness with things. I don't know. Everyone can be a little kinky, whatever. But when you're involving children, and I think the young children he's talking about could be Usher or Bieber, even though they're saying they're 16 or 18. I think it was probably younger.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that's where this will be blown open. And I think everyone's asking for Justin to say something. And I'll talk about Justin at the end when we show some videos. And it's not going to be something you want to hear because I don't feel for him. I do and I don't. But I don't feel
just
for
full
him.
Discretion, people. I mean, this is going to be an illicit episode, so I'm pretty sure everybody's aware by now. But
yeah. So like in the next video, you know, it's like this person talks about who should be charged. So there's quite a few people that now we're hearing, because this list has come out. I don't know if I sent you the list, but it's quite a few pages. But I can send it to you. An email, and then you can just quickly edit it in if you want. But
okay,
yeah, this is talking about now, you know, hey, these other people are involved, so
right,
you know, more dominoes falling.
It's way bigger than P. Diddy, y'all. Check this out.
Everyone that was not my color believed me. It was my people that needed convincing. If someone like the diddler is your hero, then you should hurry up and go to hell with him. If someone like Jay-Z is your hero, then, you know, just be glad you're not talented so he could sacrifice you like he tried to do me, and he succeeded with Aaliyah. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Or for Justin Bieber alone.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together at the interview.
I know.
Stay weird, y'all.
Diddy do our bops. What a reunion.
I don't know who that woman was. Do you know who that woman was?
That's Jaguar Wright. So she's come out and done quite a few videos on Diddy, talking about the music industry and that how like she's a singer. She actually was sort of replaced by Jennifer Hudson or somebody, and she talks a little bit later on, which we'll get to with Whitney Houston and Clive Davis, how, you know, when you're no longer the star, you either are murdered or sacrificed or bumped off and stuff like that. So she seems to throw a lot of names out there. And again, folks, I mean, even if just half of that is right or 10%, it's still, you know, it's still quite eye-opening, because I do agree with Usher. There was a photo. So if you're just listening to this, when she said Usher's name, Usher is who brought in, you know, I think Usher's the one that brought in Justin to Diddy to do that deal, you know. And
real quick, did you want me to finish the rest of this video? Because I kind of paused it right. Okay.
Yeah, we can go to now the next video we're going to goes right into Clive Davis. So Clive Davis, I think, is the top, my opinion right now. He's the top. He'd be like the Epstein of the music industry, Clive and probably Quincy Jones.
Really?
This is one sick dude from what I've heard, but yeah.
Okay, let's check it out.
Who's the worst celebrity like that you've been around and is like the most full of sin? I know no sin is greater, but like just was like, damn, this
Clive Davis.
That was instant.
Devil incarnate.
Yeah.
Clive Davis. He Janis Joplin. He blackmailed Betty Wright so she wouldn't tell anybody that he Janis Joplin. He killed Whitney Houston.
There's all these photos with him and Whitney.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And Diddy right there.
Katy
Perry.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, the man. Jay-Z. Ice Cube. Not Ice Cube.
No. But I mean, they're just pictures, so you never know.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to mute it. Jimmy Fallon. So again, just because your photos taken with him doesn't mean you, but there's a lot. There's a lot. Jackson.
I think I'm going to make a bet that that's who the kingpin is, and will eventually maybe be charged or taken down. I think Diddy is just the scapegoat. And you know, like I said, in this business, you got to put up or shut up. And unfortunately, the putting up is some type of blackmail, sexual assault that they have to do themselves or take on. And the video just before that, now we're getting into some videos of Diddy basically outing himself and other stars outing him.
Ooh.
Like, you know, he talked very openly about his parties. This is a very famous video with Kevin Hart, where he talks about, you know, I think this is the one where he says, oh yeah, well, we wake up in the morning and we're wrestling on about the Kellogg's cornflakes, me and Usher, and Kevin's like, what's going on here? You know, and it's a bit of a skit. So the guy's pretending he's filming this while they're talking, but
here we go.
Yeah.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to.
It's him and Kevin Hart.
First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, that's how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid.
So he was saying, or the video was saying, that Puff Daddy would have been 19 wrestling a 10-year-old Usher for Frosted Flakes, and like just on the bed.
And then he kind of caught himself. And again, folks, watch this on YouTube. I know if you're listening to Apple, you missed the videos. The video is what makes this stuff, because Kevin Hart is doesn't know what's happening, and he's trying not to laugh. And P. Diddy is trying to back himself out of the situation, and they literally walk off scene. And that video, there's a much longer video of that Kevin Hart's hosting this party where this poor lady in the hot tub or the tub, her hair catches on fire while they're talking, and they're putting her hair out, but they don't miss a beat. And they keep. I shouldn't be laughing because I mean. But yes, so that's the very famous Usher video.
Gotcha.
What's the next one you got there, Greg?
We got it looks like Bieber. We're getting into
looks
some
like
Biebs.
Bieber. Yeah. So now Bieber, I can't remember which one this one is.
He's got the backwards hat on.
Yeah. Yes. So this is Bieber, 15 years old. This is the very famous Bieber and P. Diddy video. The one we just saw was the very famous Usher and P. Diddy. And this is where he's like, oh, I have his custody for 48 hours and we're going to go buck wild. And yes, this is the one that I'm pretty sure most of you have seen.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of.
So just to say real quick, we were just talking about Usher wrestling with the freaking cornflakes or whatever, Frosted Flakes. He had legal custody over Usher, everybody.
Yeah. Him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go
licking his lips,
crazy.
We're going crazy.
On act different, huh? You ain't been.
And so this is him maybe a couple years later saying, hey, you're acting a little different here.
Yeah, I think he's 17 here, so it's 2 years difference.
Right.
Calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
And now this one here is they're hugging each other, and he's checking. It looks like he's checking Justin for a wire. So anyone that he's tapping him on the chest here. Tapping him, then leans in, says something to him. Like, Justin's got his head down.
He's touching him on his chest, like all over. Like, you sure you're not wearing a wire?
Yeah.
He said, love you.
He does say, I love you, but Justin's head is down the entire time. And the photo underneath is Justin with his head down. And in 2020 or 2021, Justin came out with an 8, 9, or 10-part series on YouTube. They're like 30 minutes long, 20 minutes long. And in there, it's him talking about coming out of this depression, his life with his girlfriend at the time, Haley, whatever her name is, who, by the way, I think is his handler.
Okay. Do you want me to play it?
I don't know if I think this video's done. Finish that one there, Greg.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction? Do you feel that you were self-destructing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would.
And he goes into detail a little bit about he wants to make sure that he can protect Billie Eilish. He has this moment where he's just like, the way they just used me, and you don't really know what he meant by using him as a friend for his money. Right. I think it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. And in that special of one of the episodes, he's filming the music video Yummy. And we'll have to when we do our deep dive on Justin, which we'll go through that video. But that video was him basically saying what the industry is about.
Dude, I feel like that video itself deserves a breakdown, just because every like 0.5 seconds there's some imagery that we can just
there is a really good breakdown of it on YouTube that I saw years ago. So when the time comes to do Justin, we'll go through it. And the reaction that Justin has in between takes when they're setting up for the next shot on the set of Yummy, he's just in the corner, just disheveled, bawling his eyes, just out of it.
Dude, so. I know he has definitely gone through something, Justin Bieber, right? I mean, like, whether it's Diddy alone Like, I don't think it was just Diddy. I think it was other celebrities. I think he was, I mean, there's so many times where he's just being molested and groped by like Pink, by other
so much.
Other grown adult women as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've saved quite a few videos. So when we do our Justin Bieber analyzing on him, there's so much.
So this,
and I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot.
This next video here is a 2005 MTV commercial.
Yes,
for Diddy's party.
Yeah, I saw this posted everywhere, and I'm like, okay, I got to save this. But yeah, again, they have to tell you because they never thought they'd get caught. That's why.
That's true.
Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday and somehow ended on the previous Sunday. I don't know how he did that.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little.
So this is Nicole Richie. That was A-Rod right before that, right? Or no? Who?
Yeah, she's Lionel Richie's daughter, and she was on a show with Paris Hilton, a reality show back in the day.
Here we go.
3 Diddy parties a week. Maybe 4. Well, not including the weekends.
Well, I remember one day we went
Yin Yang Twins.
to this Diddy party. Well, what happened? Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup. Yep. D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow.
Man, he had a whole bunch of pimp cups.
He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook. A Diddy party or a Diddy after party. Or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
The Diddy party legend continues tonight at 8 p.m. 7 Central.
Oh boy, dude. It's the party before the party. So that's kind of like what Cat Williams was saying.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's parties before parties, and he saw like Puff Daddy in a secret room.
I've seen a few videos where people were told don't stay after midnight or 1 o'clock when the other party's starting. So I feel, again, a lot of these celebrities could have gone to the actual pre-party.
And that's the thing, dude. Like the real part, like the real party, like the party that's being presented out to the public was probably really, really fun.
Yeah.
But it is a precursor to what comes in the after hours, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, it's just a front.
And if you made the list, meaning you're next in line to be something big, that's where you have to play their game. And it's either initiation, it's either a sexual assault that you're that's done to you, or you're doing this to someone else, which again, when we do the Justin Bieber analyzation, there's a story out there that's been floating around. I've never found a video on it. Obviously, there's not a video on it. And the next video is actually Justin in the club looking like he's giving oral sex to somebody. And you hear the guy go,
Odell Beckham. Yeah, this looks like Odell Beckham. I remember when this came out. Here, let's check this out. So, yeah, there's Justin Bieber poking his head up like, what's going on? Yeah. Like, look. Right there, look. Like, what is going on?
So before Justin turns around, the guy next to him goes, yo or something. And then the guy who looks like he's getting head.
Yeah, this is Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell, he's kind of like hands behind his back. Justin's head is down by his groin.
Yeah.
And then he starts to pull his sweater down. Justin turns around, looks like he's a deer caught in headlights because there's a bright light on him.
Right. And then Odell looks like he grabs his pants and like flings his pants up real quick.
Yes. And some people are like, he's doing coke. I said, are you doing coke off the shaft of someone's penis? No, guys.
Right?
Maybe he is. Listen, at this point, I don't know.
Because like, look at the early part of this video here.
Yeah. Like what's going on in that corner there?
It looks like he just dropped his pants, Odell Beckham, right?
Yeah. And he looks like he gets nudged by his friend, and his friend goes, oh, or yo. And Justin's head is still down. Justin is right up against his belly button. Like his face is right up against his stomach. Odell looks completely like he's got something in his mouth there. I don't know what's going on in his mouth. Yeah.
Dude, who the hell really knows? I mean, it's hard to see, but dang, dude, it doesn't look good. I can tell you that.
It does not. look good at all. And that was my last video where I had sucking D-I-C-K as my notes.
I get you.
I should have used the proper word on my notes. Sorry, folks. Penis. But that brings me to Justin. And the other day I was talking to our Strange Sauna family. We were doing like a little after chat after our show because we do a watch party on Sundays. So while we're watching the show, we got our guys on there. And I always said my 2 cents. And I'm like, A, where were the parents at?
Right.
And B, I don't feel sorry for Justin now. He took the money. He lived the life. He looks like he's enjoying himself in those videos. I think he's upset now because it's starting to come out. I don't know. As a young child, I do feel sorry for him. But as an adult now, I have a funny feeling he's done it to other people. And this is why he's having this battle with Christ, this battle within himself. But if someone said to me right now, Flex, I'm going to give you $1 million and you have to have sex with a goat. I'm just picking a goat, know, or a sheep. Every time I go spend 1 cent of that $1 million, I'm going to remember how I got it.
Right.
So when you look at it, and Justin, for a while didn't look like he was depressed, partying and stuff like that. I'm not just saying he wasn't, but right now I'm kind of like, you could have stopped this, maybe come out earlier. You know what? Maybe not, because you just get killed. But he took the money. He had the fun. He's an adult now.
Yeah, dude, I think it's hard when they're children,
yes,
because I get it.
Totally.
Like when you're being when you're molested as a child, you can't help that. You're totally a victim. You're helpless. You can't really push back. You can't fight back. So, I feel very tragic for that, but it's statistically proven that as you're molested as a child, you will likely become a molester. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it happens to all of them, but there's a high statistical chance that you could become a predator yourself. So it's like,
and it's higher in Hollywood and in this industry. We have to understand that they use sexual raping, sexual assault to what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, Greta, I just had a brain fart. To compromise people, right? Get them on tape and stuff. So for sure, if it's done to him, he's done it to someone down the road. And it's this kind of catch-22 saying, I don't agree what they did to any of these kids, the Disney kids and any of the quiet on the set people. But
and I'm wondering if he didn't really primarily diddle kids like Justin Bieber, but I wonder if he tangentially brought in kids and brought in young talent for the diddling, right? So he is like the Allison Mack, or he's like the what's her name, Chandler, the Rachel Chandler, bringing in. Bieber is a handler. Who knows?
He could be a handler. He could be, and that's why I'm like. And then I don't feel sorry at the point of this part of his life now, because I'm like, I think you're involved with it, unfortunately. And is the sadness because of what they did to you? Because there's many years he didn't look sad. There's many years he's like, this is the industry. This is what I do. He was coming. There was photos of him coming out and videos of coming out of brothels, and stuff like that.
It could just be him, drowning his sorrows away and just being so high and messed up that he's just like, you know what? I'm numb. Like, who the hell knows? But I mean, regardless of Bieber, bringing it back home to Diddy, dude, I feel like that was we had a lot of a good compilation of videos that really just kind of set the tone for this guy. He obviously was known to Hollywood for his parties, but he was also known for his homosexual activities. He was known for his crazy after parties. This indictment for
people going missing or dying who are connected to him,
Correct. Yeah. So it's
I think people are forgetting about that. There's a lot of people like the Clinton. He's the Clinton of the music rap industry.
So maybe on the next episode, what I would like to get into is some of that. So maybe the bodies. So the Diddy body count type of thing.
Yes.
And then also his Star Island, where he was arrested. I want to get into that because his house was on Star Island, and people are noticing that there's shipping containers right across the
Oh,
the way
I didn't even know
there.
about that.
Yeah, so it's like,
I didn't even know he had an island. I there's so much on this guy that the last couple of weeks I was going cross-eyed, and I'm like, I can't be giving Greg 100 videos to watch.
Well, hey, that was the perfect amount, man.
Yeah, I had to narrow it down, saying here's his childhood, his connections, what he was charged with, and then just talk about the major, the bigger names that we know of, like Bieber and Usher and Kevin Hart and stuff like that. Because there's so much.
Well,
it's just so much.
And what I wanted to like kind of say about those parties is like, because people knew about the parties, he's going to be photographed with a lot of different celebrities. And just because he's in a photograph with celebrities doesn't necessarily mean that they're guilty. You know what I mean? And like we were saying, like even Trump has come out saying like, I love Diddy. He's a great guy. He's one of my favorites or something, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that Trump necessarily went to the after party, you know?
Yep. That's very true. So we have to just keep an open mind that not everybody could be involved, but I think we know that at least I'm going to say 80% of Hollywood's compromised, and maybe 80% if not all. I mean, I was giving it a little bit less because I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but same with our politicians, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 of them are compromised. The FBI, like, I think that's what we're finding out in 2024. It's bringing darkness to light. But who's shining the light? Is it the good guys? I always say the good guys with my quotations.
Yeah.
But is it the good guys, or is it just the bad guys replacing the old bad guys and starting new, which we were talking about with Brendan Kroll last week being like...
That's a really good point, because you always wonder, like, why is this coming out right now? And, bringing back the whole Q stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is the dark system, the dark side, because this whole thing is a bunch of magic, everybody. You got the white magic and the dark magic. The dark magic, or the dark side cabal, is being exposed right now by the white light.
Right.
It's very Freemasonic, dark to light. And then it's just, it seems to fit all of those posts that are talking about, that talk about this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Like the Hollywood being exposed, everything's going to come out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if that is the case, then Trump and the anti-deep state people have this information, and they were sitting on it, and they were waiting until now to drop it. You have to kind of think along those lines.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like, is that the right thing to do? Are you, because you're waiting on all this information and you're using it for your political gain? Is that the right thing to do?
See, I saw a video and I was thinking about that, saying how would Trump's administration use this to his benefit, and how would the Democrats use it to their benefit? I think with the Democrats, and there is a video that I saw a couple of days ago, I'm not sure if I saved it, but this person in the video was saying that this was a way to distract the black vote, because a lot of black people are into hip hop and rap. So once you brought Diddy in, it's distracting from the black vote. It's distracting from how bad Kamala is or isn't doing her job, which makes sense if that's one side, and then Trump's side is like, hey, we need to expose these people, because the people that I'm exposing are the people that are coming after me, the people that are charging me with indictments. So it's kind of like, sticks and stones kind of thing. You want to throw sticks and stones? Well, I can do the same as well. So it's very interesting, because both sides will use this to their advantage. And maybe the advantage of the deep state is we expose Diddy, and then we get rid of a bunch of people, and this stuff is never, brought up again, and we distract people with the black community. Or I don't think it's just the black community. I think it's distracting both sides. But this person in the video,
I was going to say, too bad, like 75, if not 80% of Hollywood is voting for Democrats and like publicly come out to support them. And then meanwhile, they're being outed at going to these Diddy parties, and then being, attracted to this kind of behavior. So it doesn't really help the Democrats, in my opinion. And
they are so, they're so delusional that they will still say, I don't care what they did to people and kids, I still don't like Trump. And I'm just like, take Trump out of the equation. Would you vote for any party that's associated,
But dude,
Republican, Libertarian, or Democratic. Would you vote for any of these? No, you wouldn't.
That's why I think Trump's using it. Like, I think that the whole, like, whatever Q team thing is, you know, they're waiting on this information and they're dropping it at the right time to get the emotions flowing and to get people dissuaded from the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So,
you know,
I don't know.
Remember, it's both sides. And we've talked about this just being a psyop on both ends. It's just who's flashing the light? Who's shining the light?
Exactly. Right on, brother. Well, yeah, this was a great intro episode. I can't wait for round 2, you know, exploring who's connected to P. Diddy, the Diddy body count.
Yeah, that'll be good.
His island connection. Oh, man, it's going to get even more juicy. And who knows what's going to come out in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and by the time we do it, Diddy gone. He may, who knows?
Dude, yes. He's on suicide watch, so everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Just watch out for it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, yeah, Flex enjoyed the episode. Super steamy. Until next time, everybody. Sayonara.
As Greg would say, keep it steamy or stay steamy.
Steamy.